was a comment that was made on Facebook the other day about being a submissive woman. They were saying that a submissive woman controls her man, and I agree with that. I think until we begin to talk in honesty and transparency and stop pandering to both sides, especially to the sisters, because there is so much entitlement, and because men have been quiet for so long, and it's been the men that has been quiet were the type of men that y'all really need to be listening to. The men that doing the most talking ain't the ones, they don't have nothing to say anyway.
What's good? It's your boy Quay Price, man, holding it down for Kandid Konvos. Definitely check us out every Wednesday night, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. People today, they lazy. Ain't nobody trying to put in no work. If stuff start getting a little rough in the relationship or in the marriage, ain't nobody trying to fix nothing. Like, I mean, that's how people's mindsets are today. Yeah, but that's how I know that folks don't truly understand what marriage was about, because they tap out way too easy. Yeah, you see people fight harder for a job, like they can't go get another one of them in 2 weeks. Yeah, she's talking about these guys coming to these foreign countries and sourcing out these foreign women because they possess these character traits. Yep, they're more cooperative when it comes to a man, or they're more cooperative when it comes to a marriage and a relationship. They're more, nurturing forward when it comes to a relationship. They're more I don't even want to use the word soft, but I'll use the word soft. They're softer when it comes to, these relationships and interactions with men and so forth. And like I said, we definitely got to be honest. We see a difference, right? We see a difference. And I think, Chloe and Tay made some good points earlier. A lot of this stuff is based around money over here in the West. Man, nothing working today, man. What's good, man? Shout out to everybody joining us tonight. Welcome back to Kandid Konvos. I'm your host, Quay Price. We got Coco on deck. Say what's up to the people, Coco.
Hey, y'all. What's going on? Y'all gonna have to excuse me.
Okay. Okay. It is what it is. It is what it is.
I gotta get this link up on YouTube, y'all. My bad.
Oh, what's up there? It's up there. I dropped it up there for you. I looked out. See how I be looking out?
Okay. You got my back.
Hey, I be trying to look out. It's up there, man. Shout out to y'all for joining us tonight, man. If you haven't already, do me a favor, smash that like button, man. Likes are free. Smash that like button. Also, man, hit that subscribe for all my YouTube folks. Man, turn on them notifications. Yeah, man, y'all know what to do, man. Stop being stingy with them likes, man. I don't know why y'all be stingy with them likes, man. Just smash the like button. It ain't gonna hurt you to smash that like button, man. But shout out to y'all joining us tonight. Okay, we got Silver just hopped on the panel with us, so it's going down tonight. It's going down tonight. What's going on, Silver? You all right, man?
Yeah, not doing too shabby. I actually got to catch the beginning of a stream, so I'm looking forward to it.
Appreciate it, man. Glad you hopped on, man. Let's say, yeah, we take a day off around here, man. All heck break loose. We get the nasty emails. We get the when y'all coming back. Yeah, I get a million videos sent over. So yes, it always goes like this, man. But yeah, we back at it. We back at it. All right. Let me do this real quick as we get into this conversation. So here's a link to join us on the panel. You can drop this in your Google Chrome, your Microsoft Edge. If you're coming through your Apple device, come on through your little Apple device, man. You know, we Android over here, but come on through your little Apple device if you want to, man. Join us on the panel. Don't be scared. Yeah, man. In addition to the video feed, we also had this link in the chat feeds as well. So you can catch it at the Kandid Konvos page on YouTube or Facebook. I said where we are currently live at right now.
Hey man, it's over.
Yeah, so we about to get into this conversation real quick. I'm gonna leave this link up here a little bit as we get into it. See, we got Herschel that hopped on. We got Beatboxer. Yeah, we got a full little squad hopping on tonight. All right, let me check in with these comments real fast, see who we got checking in. Let's see, shout out to my guy Donovan. He said, hey fam, what up though? What's going on, man? Appreciate you joining us tonight. Let's say we back for another one. Yeah, we hear the messages, man, so we back. I said we can't be missing no days, I see. Shout out to my guy Joe in the building. He said, is that me? LOL, didn't. Yeah, man, that's you in the credits, Joe. Yeah, it's you in the credits, man. It's you in the credits, man. You was on cam, man. See, shout out to Kenyatta. She said, happy Wednesday. Welcome back. Appreciate you, sis. We back for another one. I said, y'all go hard on us when we miss. So we back. We back. Let's see, Diamond said, yeah, welcome back. Yeah, we know what it is. We know what it is. Let's see, Silver said, likes are free, folks. Yeah, man. I said, stop being stingy with them likes, man. Stop being stingy with them likes, man. Hit that like button for us. I said, that's how we get seen by the masses. Let's see. Joe said, is that your introduction, Beatbox? Yeah. You know, Beatboxer made the cut. He made the cut. You know how it is. He made the cut.
Hey, man, it's over.
Yeah. Classic. See, shout out to my guy Vince in the building. Oh, he said send the link. Oh, Vince said send that link over. Let me hold on, Vince. I got you, man. Let me get you that link, man. Let me see. Hold on, y'all. Give me a sec. Oh, where your name at, man? Give me 1 sec, y'all. Let me send this over to Vince real quick before we get into this. All right, Vince is on the way, man. All right, cool. All right. So, yeah, we got a full deck tonight, man. Let's say, we miss a day around here, man. We get smashed with videos. So, man, it's like a hot 8 back here. We're sending them. So, yeah, we got 8. Let's say we might have to rapid fire them. We'll see how we have to hit these. Let's say there's a lot of them back here. I got to see where Cole at. And Cole, you better hop on here too, Cole. I got one of yours in here. All right. So I'm trying to let Vince get up here, and then before we kick off, I might just go ahead and kick it off. We'll see. Yeah, I get him. We'll go ahead and kick it off. We'll go ahead and kick it off. All right. So let's get on to it. Oh, here you go right there. All right, cool. Let's get on into it. I'm going to drop this link. Let me know if y'all need this link, anybody. But I said it is in the chat feed as well, so you can catch it that way. Okay, cool. So we're going to go ahead and drop this topic. Topic for tonight. Black people can't be helped. I don't know, man. I feel like we can, man. Topic for the night, man. Black people can't be helped. Okay. Well, we're gonna go through it. Let's say we might have to hit them quick. We'll see how this go. We won't stay on one too long. Let's say there's a lot back here, so we'll see what we got.
I have been single for a while, dating and learning. I've recently come into contact with someone I feel is high value, and it's kind of relevant to the conversation that we're talking about, but also connected to something that Candace and her husband had on their Instagram. I earn a high income, he earns a modest income. I still consider him to be a person of high value, very high value. He has a business plan. He's a real estate developer, kind-hearted guy, and I really want to make this work. But I understand that sometimes when it comes to a woman of high value contributing to a man of high value, there's ego and preferences and things at play. So I'm trying to figure out for myself, and I want the perspective of everyone to understand, how does a woman of high value contribute to a man of high value that has a business plan? What does that look like?
Okay, video number 1. So, man, like I said, tonight we're talking, man, black people can't be helped. Okay, so y'all heard the young lady. Shout out to tonight's conversation. Like I said, that's where the video came from. At least that's how it looks. So she says she is a high-value woman. She is interested in this man who she considers high value, who makes a modest salary compared to her high income. He has a business plan. And it sounds like she's trying to figure out what she should do or how she should proceed. So yeah, everybody in the comments, drop a comment. Let me know what y'all say for this young lady right here. But I'm coming to the panel. Actually, let me get this comment, then I'm coming to the panel. Kenyatta said modest. She said interesting. Yeah, I agree with you, Kenyatta. That was interesting to hear that. Definitely interesting. All right, I'm coming back to the panel. Coco, Herschel, Civil, Vince, JR, Beatboxer. Anybody, what y'all say to what this young lady is saying right now? Should she how should she go about it, or should she, well, hey, go ahead, Coco.
I don't think that I can answer her question the way she asked it, because I'm still trying to understand, what is she considering high value? Because I'm trying to understand, how did she arrive at she was high value? I'm trying to understand how she arrived at him being high value. I really want to understand how we're looking at these things, because I want to make sure when I answer the question, I'm as thorough and as accurate as possible, because all she talked about was his business plan. And so are we just talking about he's a high earning, or he has high earning potential? Is that what she's saying? Because high value, are we talking about personality? Because she said he makes a modest living compared to her high, higher income. He makes a modest living. So when you say value, do you mean his character? Which I can get behind that, but that's not really what you talked about. You talked about his business plan. So are you talking about his business plan? So he's has a high earning potential, or you're talking about his character? He's a man of high moral standard, right? Like, which one is it? Because when you talked about yourself, you said your income was high. So to me, you sound confused, like you're not sure even what high value means. And if you're not sure what high value means, then is there even a question? Is that the right question for you to be asking, right? Do you even really have a problem? Because if he's a nice guy and he has a plan, so he's going somewhere, he has potential, he's obviously working this plan, it doesn't sound like you really have a problem then, right? Because what's the issue? It doesn't sound like there's an issue. You said he's working a plan, he's a nice guy. I guess what I'm saying is, what are you asking exactly? Do you know what you're asking? Did you ask the right question? No, I guess what I'm getting at, I'm sorry, I'm talking around it, guys, is that it's so confusing now. Everybody seems confused to me. We're throwing around, like Donovan said, a lot of buzzwords. We're saying things we don't even really understand what they mean. We don't know the meaning of them. We don't really know how to define these things. And I guess I'm just, yeah. I think I want people to get straight about what it is that they're looking for. and stop, stop normalizing trends as your goals. Like, stop normalizing that. People, this is not new. It's not new that a woman has gotten with a man and maybe she made more than him. It's not new that this is not a new phenomenon. This is not something that just started happening. So why is it an issue now? There's been relationships where women have earned more, less, whatever. This is not new. Why do we care now about how we should behave in a relationship because the woman makes a few more dollars? Like, this is not a new concept. I don't know why we're making it difficult. I don't know why we're making it a thing. I don't know why we need to do a podcast on it. I don't know why we need to be confused about how we should carry ourselves. You carry yourselves how you carry yourself, how you should be carrying yourself as a woman. That doesn't change. So I guess, yeah. I don't really know how. Maybe the fellas know how to answer that question.
Okay, we're about to find out. Let me check.
I'm sorry, I sound confused. I am confused. I'm confusion.
I ain't mad at it. Let me check with the fellas. Go ahead, Sybil. I saw you come off. I come to Vince after you. Go ahead, Sybil.
I guess what I got from what she was talking about was she was trying to figure out how it would be an appropriate means for her to kind of, I guess, help fund the venture that he has, mentioning that he's a real estate developer and whatnot. People nowadays, and I say nowadays like I'm old, but it seems like money is such a major concern now because it's not even used for necessities. It's used to kind of stunt on somebody else, that we put it at such a high clip in a relationship that it ruins potentially good things. If a person, male, female, has good character, they are willing to, go to bat with you and for you, then those should be the primary things, in my opinion, that people focus on. I mean, money will come and go. You can be a quote unquote high value man. I'm a believer that a high value woman is only high value based on the high value man that she is capable to attract. But again, that's just my opinion on the matter. It does seem as if this clip being placed on income and what he earns, and that basically making him acceptable for her, it kind of gets in the way of a relationship and allowing something actual genuine to bud. I mean, that's kind of what I got from what she said. And I'm sorry if I'm speaking slow today. I'm on day 7 of a 15-day water fast, and it's kicking my ass today, like for real. So yeah.
I ain't mad at that, man. I ain't mad at that. Let me check back with Vince. I know you was up next. Go ahead, Vince.
I think this is a new phenomenon, Chloe, because you have to realize that we're waiting longer to get married now. They're saying the average age of first marriages is 32. And I think for us, because she look every bit of baby about 36, 37. So we have to realize that people are building their own life. See, there was women who made more than their husbands, but they got together at 21. He worked at Ford. She maybe was stay-at-home mom. Then she said, "Oh, I'm going to go to nursing school," and so they built it together. He watched the kids while she went to school. He helped her with her homework. He maybe funded her to go to school, or they paid for it together. So when you have skin in the game, it's a little bit different. Your value is different to that person. I think she meant what she said. He doesn't make enough money. And I don't want to take the risk of his dreams not turning into something. Because a real estate developer, he's a real estate developer. Okay. So, I mean, you know what I'm saying? So, I think it's a big thing. I had a chance to visit my cousins this past weekend, and their sons go to Michigan, 21 and 20. And they wanted her to talk to the young ladies. My cousin is very successful, been married for 30 years. And she couldn't believe how many of these young college women want a man at the finish line. They talking about Louis Vuitton purses and $1 million houses at 23 and 24 years old with his money. Not her money, not their money, his money. So there is a definite shift, and I understand how it is difficult because when you have built your own life, you bought your own house, A lot of people have kids and take. It's like I done did everything what marriage is really for. Marriage is for children. In the big scheme of things, marriage is for children. Marriage is for family. Marriage is for building. It's not bringing your whole life, that whole life, and making two lives. It's making one life. And see, that's the issue too. We want partnerships instead of corporations. If you understand what I'm saying. People want 1 and 1 equal 2. No, 1 and 1 equal 1. That's the only way it's going to work, in my opinion. So he don't make enough money.
Okay, I appreciate that right there.
Does she call him a high value man?
Well, that's because he was nice. He was nice and he had potential. He was nice and he had potential. But potential don't mean nothing if it don't turn around. And then he might be a little bit older. So she's thinking he might have a degree in psychology or something. And, you know, she's talking about high value as his potential of being high value. Because if he was high value, it would be no questions, right? If he was high value, it would be no questions. She'd
That's
be like,
the confusing part.
ring.
I think that was the confusing part for me, right? I agree.
Think she was just trying to make it look good.
Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead, B. You want to get in there? Go ahead, man.
Yeah, I'll double down on what Vince is saying. She was trying to nice it up. Look, a lot of these ladies want, like Vince said, they want men to pay all the bills. They want them to pay all for all the vacations. They want them to do all this stuff, and they put no skin in the game. And that's what's really kind of what's going on. Irrespective of age now, right? So she was trying to be like, well, I just wish women would just be honest about that. So the game will be over. Seriously, because when women would be like, hey, I just want a man to basically be a trick for me. I think men would apply to a degree. We won't marry y'all, but that's what's going on. I won't marry us, becoming transactional. I break you off some bread. It is what it is. And to Vince's point, people creating their own lives. I think marriage and dating has become Darwinian now too, where people who couldn't really get married younger get stuck. So then when they create their own lives and they try to put it together, they're not really suited to be actual wives and husbands. So we actually have to have that conversation as a culture too. We have a lot of people who just aren't wives or husbands, and they never will be. So we need to stop playing this game too, where we're like, oh, we go to this meeting, we talk, how can I get this modest man who's a decent guy but doesn't make money? You're just not a wife. Just die alone. It's over, bro.
Man, you wait. You can't close that out talking about it's over, man. I'm supposed to close that out.
Hey man, it's over.
I was supposed to I gotta do that. You can't.
sorry, Mr. President. I'm sorry.
It's all good. It's all good. Let me check in. Let's see. We got Herschel, we got Cole, we got JR. I know if y'all want to say something, say whatever you want to say. If not, I'll get in and we'll keep it moving. Y'all good right now? Okay. All right. Let me go and get my little 2 cents and then we'll keep it moving. Let's see. We got a lot down here. Let me just say this to this young lady in the video. Let's say shout out to her for getting up here asking this question. But my response to her is go sit down. Yeah, you don't want no man. If I'm not sure why folks, folks trying to play these games. If I know this government shutting down, I know the money drying up. I know the brunches ain't popping like they used to. But you don't want no man. If you describing your future man's income as modest, you don't want no man. Like that, you told on yourself right then and there. Like, what you mean modest? Yep, then we throwing around these high value man term and high value woman. And I'm like, who told you was a high value woman? Like, once again, you rating yourself off your salary. Yep, ain't no dude told you that. If some dude told you that, he would have wifed you by now. That's the part y'all be missing. Yep, if a dude really deems you high value, yep, as a man who out here trying to handle some biz and be serious, you'd be married by now. Yeah, so you being single at your age on tonight's conversation, talking about you high value because of your salary, it's already over with. Yeah, man, I done said this before, and I'm gonna say it again, man. This money, bro, this money got everybody going ziggity boom out here. Like, like if somebody starts talking about money in the first couple seconds of talking about wanting to get into a relationship with somebody, it's over. Yep, it's over. Yeah, because when you looking to honestly and genuinely get into a relationship with somebody, they money don't even come up. I'm gonna be honest with you. Yep, that's down the list. That's not at the beginning of the relationship. It's spending time. It's getting to know each other. It's checking character. It's looking at background. It's looking at history. It's looking at if there's any kids in there, any baby mamas and daddies and whatever else. But this money stuff, man, we putting too much priority. And we already know that this is going to be a point of conflict for a lot of folks. Because a lot of folks base their value on money, even though they not valuable. Yeah, I don't know when that changed. Yeah, we've gotten into a mindset that just because somebody generates a lot of money makes them valuable, and that's not true. It's not true at all. It's a whole bunch of drug dealers out here destroying communities. They make a lot of money. Yes, a whole bunch of crooked pastors out here. They make a lot of money. But then to sit here and front you off and shame you in front of the whole congregation. That's not nobody with high value. Let me just keep it a buck.
You're not doing what I told you to do.
Right. So that's what I'm saying.
Not
So
the
we got
whinings.
so we got to think about some of this stuff, man. Like I said, we throwing these titles around too loosely, man, and our priorities is shot. Yep, our priorities is shot. Yeah, this man that she's talking about, this might be her guy. Yeah, but she got this mess all in her head, you know. And I'm gonna tell you this, as a man, looking at a woman standing up on this stage, I could see the pressure all in her mind as she was trying to explain the situation. Yeah, she trying to convince herself that she want a man and she can work with whatever he bring into the situation and all this. You can see the pressure all over her face. That's when folks get to tiptoeing. It's like they be stuttering. It's like, go ahead and say what you want to say. But see, that's because you already know you capping. Yeah, that's not really you. So just say you don't want this guy. Stop playing with this dude. Don't waste his time, because there's another young lady out here who may be making the same money as her, or shoot, maybe making less. And she will scoop this dude up and be the best wife this dude ever had because she appreciates the man. Yeah, she not just locked in on his money. Yeah, but then the last thing I'll say, and I'm going to come to Vince and then we're going to move on. The last thing I'll say is another thing I'm noticing. A lot of these ladies today, they whack. Yep, and the reason I say that is because ladies in the previous times used to grab up a regular dude, and by the time they got done with him, he was a superstar. But you look at these ladies now, they're not even ready for that. They're not built for that. They can't even go that distance. They don't even know how to get started. Yeah, so when I compare some of the stuff I see today to some of the ladies before that would have took this modest earning man with his business plan, and she would have tied in her intellect and what she got going on and linked it up with what he had going on, before you know it, there'd be a whole power couple. Yeah, but see, I'm noticing people, they don't know how, they don't understand that world now. They don't know how to do that. Yeah, we keep talking about this finish line. Yeah, they don't even know how to go down that road anymore. That's why I know a lot of the marriages that these people be acting like they won't, it ain't gonna last. Yeah, because you're not even prepared to pour into the other person. Yeah, you ready to cut them off because they ain't already poured into before you got them. And that's not how that work. You're supposed to connect with the person, then you pour into them. They pour into you, and y'all grow together. That's how that's supposed to look, even in your older age. Yeah, I don't know why we feel like in older age, we ain't got to pour into the other person. It's like, why are they there if you're not about to pour into them? That don't make sense. So yeah, I'm gonna be quiet, man. I'm coming to you, Vince. Then we'll go to the next one. Go ahead, Vince.
But the money is only on one side of the conversation in our community, because when they talk about what they want a man for, it's always to make my life better. It's not really to make his life better, to make our life better. I can do bad by myself if he ain't gonna contribute to what I need him for. Why am I gonna go 50-50 with a man? I'd rather go 100. But the issue is they've been lied to, and they've waited. They wait too long, and their price is too high. Just like your boy, they wait too long, and their price is too high for what they want. Because the smart men that they wanted got married at 26, 27, right after college. They didn't wait till they was 36, 37. But they had to go to school. They had to get their master. They had to do their girl tripping. And then they turn around at 36, 37. Now it's, ooh, I got to find me a husband. I want some babies. And I make 120 as whatever. And I have a Mercedes and a $1,500 rent payment. But the guys who are out there and who are available might only make 75. The ones that's really available.
Right.
Because the ones at 120, those are smart men. They got married already. Or they divorced. They got some kids. So the problem, you wait too long, your price is too high. You're going to have to settle.
Man, the word of the century. All right, we're going to leave it just like that, man. I ain't mad at that.
And use that money that you done made. But see, that's the issue too. They don't want to use their money. No woman want to pay their own way. They just don't. Not for the long haul. They ain't trying to buy their husband no Mercedes and brag on it. You bought him what? You bought him a what he do? Why he ain't working? You taking advantage of you, girl. What? He living up on you? But a man saying, oh, he love you, don't he?
Right. Yeah, that double standard, man. You know how that go. All right, let me keep going, man. We got a lot down here.
And I will never date again. Number 1, a man who cannot cook. 5 types of men I will never date again. Number 1, a man who cannot cook. Now, I want my man to know how to cook. We go back and forth. One day I cook, one day you cook. If all we
Man, what is going on?
Hey, man, it's over.
Man, what did she say? Okay, let me
can do is go out to eat, and all you can do is put your feet up and expect me to cook. We cannot date. Number 2, a man who cannot build anything or put anything together. You don't know how to change a tire. You don't know how to hang up pictures. I'm not going to be Bob the Builder doing everything on my own, and I'm also not going to be paying people to do it when I have a man sitting and laying next to me. You need to know how to put something together, okay? Number 3, hypersexual. I don't want to be with a man. All he does is talk about sex. That's all he wants to do. If all you want to do is have sex, I'm not the girl for you, Sid. Okay? I'm not the girl for you. All right? Number 4, cheap. I do not want to be with a man that is so cheap. In a relationship, we both got to spend money on each other. Life costs. Okay? It costs to date somebody. If you're cheap, stay over there. All right. Number 5 is going to be men that I have more than. And I don't feel like I have a lot, okay? I've accomplished a lot. I have a beautiful house, beautiful business. But I don't want to date a man that has absolutely nothing and I am the one bringing everything to the table. It's not a good feeling. And I sometimes feel like when you date a man that you have more than, they become very insecure because they feel like the man is supposed to have more than the woman. So I don't date men who I have more than ever, okay? And I'm going to add another one on, even though it's supposed to be 5. This is going to be 6. Number 6, a man that is out of shape. I am very big on dealing with a man that is big on health and wellness. I like my man to have some type of flat stomach, abs, workout. I'm not a...
Oh, my God.
Yeah, you can just stop it.
Is she in shape? Is she in shape?
Man, let me let her finish. Let me let her
attracted
finish.
to a man that's out of shape. I'm just not. I'm not attracted. And I mean no disrespect to anybody in the comments or who's watching this video, but that is not my type. And that's a person I would never date again because I have before in the past.
Man, y'all done sent me some interesting stuff for today, man. I see. I barely got through that one. Okay, drop a comment. Let me know what y'all say. We got comments already. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Let's see. Donovan said trading cooking days. Ain't that 50-50? Yeah, no, she definitely trying to split up some responsibilities. Let's see. Shout out to Victoria Williams in the building. She says, stay single, sis. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that right there. See, Donovan says she ain't dating for marriage. No, it don't sound like it. Once again, all I hear is transaction. See, Kenyatta said, let's see. So she doesn't want to have sex, but she wants him to cook, and hang up her pictures. Lady, what are you going to do in the relationship, man? Yeah, I don't know, Kenyatta. That would be one of my questions as well. It's kind of going back to what Vince was kind of touching on, like. Yeah, it's like we don't even look at it like it's a relationship anymore. It's just you coming into my space, so you got to conform to what I got going on. I'm just like, how y'all think y'all gonna get off the ground successfully with that attitude? Like that's not gonna happen. You already talk about y'all got the split cooking days and all this stuff, and it's just like, well, what you gonna be doing? Like, I don't know, man. Let me be quiet. Let me come to the panel, man, because y'all about to make me mad. This is only video number 2. Let me come to the panel, man. Coco, Herschel, Silver, B-Boxer, Vince, Cole, JR. I don't know why I feel like Herschel want to say. Herschel, you want to say something, man? You look like you want to say something, man. Go ahead, man.
I really don't. But I guess I will. You know, I just want to start off with a joke. The funny thing, y'all know y'all peeped the sirens in the background.
I did.
Yeah, she for the streets. That's what that was a metaphor for her video. That was ironic. But anyway, I'll say this. I mean, everybody's entitled to their own opinion about what they want, what they don't want. But it's just the way I don't know. It was more like demands. It was more like an arrangement. It was unrealistic. It was unfair, unbalanced. You know what I'm saying? And in any type of exchange of something that you want in life as quality, you're not going to get it going like that route unless you just do some vile, sneaky, crazy stuff. But like for her to sit here and say she wants a man that's in shape, but she's not in shape, that is like really crazy to me. I mean, I get it. You have your vision. You have your view. She probably wants the man that's chiseled with the 6-pack because that's all she sees on Instagrams and movies and all that. Or that's just her preference. That's fine. But you know what? You got to realize that, I mean, sometimes if you want something, you gotta match it, or you got to be able to at least be up to that place. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, I right now, I mean, I'm in my 40s, and I'm not like chiseled and lean and everything like I want to be. So I'm not expecting for a woman that I'm looking for to be like just this, slim model type female. I'm expecting her to have the little whatever they call that thing, the little pudgy thing. Yeah, that. I'm yeah, what you said. I'm gonna leave it at that. I mean, a lot of people just have unrealistic expectations, and that's why they're by themselves. Unfortunately, it's kind of sad.
Yeah, that's real. Go ahead, Coco.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna piggyback on that one right there. I'm just gonna say, I just don't know in the Black community in general, and this is an area where we, as Black people, could use like some growth, and that's with our health. Just across the board in general. Obviously there are those among us who care a lot about their health. They take good care of themselves. But I mean, in general, as a community, this is an area where we all could just do better. And I feel like none of us should be looking at the other person going, yeah, I need him to have abs and he need a flash. Like, let's just be so for real for a second. No. And
it would appear to me that you probably should be in the gym with them. You know, like y'all should be going together. You should get a 2 for 1. You know what I mean? Like y'all, get the Planet Fitness Black Card membership so y'all can go at the same time. You know, it's I think it's only like $30. So I just feel like yeah, I don't get that. And to say men I won't these are the men that I have dated before and I won't date them anymore. My question is, what has changed about you that you believe that you now can get a different type of man than what you dated in the past? What has changed about you? Have you done some additional work on yourself? Like, have you improved some things? Like, have you grown as a person? Like, what about you warrants you now being able to get a higher caliber man? Because you were entertaining these guys before. You said these are men you've dated before and you won't date these types of men again. You were entertaining these men before. So they were good enough for you at some point. What has changed about you now that you feel as though you should get a better kind of guy or better quality guy by your standards? I'm going off your standards. These are better. Your standards are these men are preferable to you. So do you like her said, like, do you qualify for these type of men? You got to be able to at least give what you're asking for. And I'll leave it there.
Okay, no, I appreciate that right there. B-Boss and JR, Civil, Vince, y'all got anything y'all want to say on this, or we're gonna keep it moving? Y'all let me know. Y'all quiet?
The only thing I'll say.
Go ahead, Civil.
Oh well.
My
Start with
bad.
B-Boxer.
Civil.
I'll jump in.
Civil right after you. Go ahead, B-Box. It's on you first. Civil next second.
The only thing I'll add is I don't know if I'll even say qualify is the word. I would say leverage. A lot of women have no leverage. So if you're saying, hey, I want all this, this, and this, what you looking like you're looking, what are you talking about? Like, what are we talking about? It's the only group of women in this country that have any sort of leverage to tell men what they want are young Asian women, because they date out 50% of the time. They're the only group that can be like, I want a man to do this, 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 and this. And they get married like that. Nobody else can do that. So, and especially if you're as old as this woman is, I don't know what we're talking about. The only thing I did agree with her on was the cooking, right? I don't mind, because I actually, the life that me and my wife live right now and the way we're like moving, I actually cook most of the time. And that just happens. We're in a season of life where that's just happening at the moment, right? But all the other stuff is weird to me. And then when you're telling yourself, basically, these are the men I've dated, then that's your lane, baby girl. That's your lane. You have no leverage. I'm not going to say the word.
No, we're going to leave it right there. All right, Civil, go ahead. It's on you, man.
The one thing I've never seen is a video of a man talking about how insecure a woman is because of X, Y, or Z. But women, it seems like on a consistent basis, are always putting out these videos saying, well, a man is insecure if he doesn't accept X, doesn't accept Z. When in reality, like Beatboxer mentioned, everything is kind of a negotiation. If you don't have leverage in the negotiation, you can't really dictate the terms of what the deal is and who accepts that deal. A lot of times nowadays, at least within the Black culture, from what I've been observing, is there's this idea that they're supposed to get somebody that's already pre-made. And they're forgetting the idea that if a man is in his 30s and he is pre-made, like Vince said before, they're already married. You know, it doesn't matter if you want something that's not available to you, especially if you don't necessarily qualify for what you're asking for. You know, I prefer to put 100 octane in my car, but most of the gas stations around me only have 93. I might want it. It doesn't mean I'm going to get it. Doesn't mean I'll have it. But if I want my car to still go, I'm going to have to put something in it. And a lot of times these women are basically deciding to be alone. Then they get late in the game and try to throw a Hail Mary. They're putting a bunch of poison in their lips, a bunch of poison in their bodies. And they think that that's going to be something that a man of status, of caliber, is actually going to accept. And I'm not talking about just money, because money is something that typically does dictate the type of character you have in terms of being a man. Like, you want to make sure that you can provide you know, if you have that mindset. But the reality of the situation is the man that is in that mindset, that is going to put himself in a position to provide, is not going to be spending time on a woman who gets on TikTok or Facebook or whatever to post videos about the 5 things she won't accept because she's never had it in her life. And at some point, you got to understand that water finds its level. And if that's what you've qualified for in the past, it's probably what you're going to qualify for in the future.
Right. No, that's real right there. Straight to the point, straight to the point. All right, cool. We're going to keep moving. Got another one. This is a, can't tell what this one, hold on.
Well, I actually
Why should we hire you?
well, I actually didn't come here looking for a job. I came here looking for a man.
My man.
So,
Thank you to my man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
happily, happily.
we're happily married.
Like, are you sure?
Yeah,
Are you positive?
yeah, we're good.
Oh, okay. How long? Like, has it been?
Long enough.
Oh, long enough. Long enough. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was fired. How do I feel about that? I just want a man. That's all it is. And he has to have money. So I don't know if I mentioned that, but yeah.
Man, oh man. Tonight we talking black people can't be helped. Okay, so if I'm understanding this one correctly, we have some lawyers who were holding a job fair to hire for a paralegal. And this young lady came in to interview, but she was not coming to interview for the job. She was coming to interview for a married man. And I guess she wanted to see if they was happily married. And, you know, the brothers tried to smile it off. They both was wedding ringed up. But I guess because they had a couple dollars, she said the man got to have some money. So I guess because they had a couple dollars, they was worthy. I guess they was worthy of the holler. I guess. Is it getting that bad? If is it getting that bad? So now we running up on the married dudes. Like, I mean, why we just can't go through the normal process and date and court and like why we running up on the married dudes? Like, I mean, on camera. Like, we gonna run up on the married dude on camera. Like, he ain't got a whole wife. Him and his guy ain't like they ain't got a whole wife at the crib. Like, running a law firm. So clearly they, you know, some successful brothers. Yeah, man, I don't even know what to say on this one, man. I don't know, man. Shout out to Tay in the building. Shantae Williams, she said, get her a jug. She thirsty. Yeah. Yeah, Tay, I ain't never seen no stuff like this right here. I mean, she did it with confidence too. Like, she wasn't even stuttering. She didn't. Yeah, I don't even know what to say. Remember these comments, man. Let's see. Victoria Williams said, now why you play this? Victoria, we play what's sent. I told you we run from no conversation. If it gets sent over, I'm playing it. We're gonna have a conversation. So no, it made the cut. I said we got 8 videos down here. Let's see. Donovan said out of pocket, out of line. Yeah, no, she was definitely out of pocket. See, Victoria said the job was side chick. Well, yeah, she was trying to make it that for sure. Donovan said the true home wreck. Yeah. Shout out to Tiffany Weaver in the building. She said she's thirsty. Damn shame. Yeah, Tiffany, I ain't never seen nothing like it, to be honest with you. Just run up on the fellas at the interview. And then I'm like, if she was trying to get the job, you probably just killed your chances. Because it's like you showing your integrity right now, and it's a law firm, so they can't trust you with the files. Like, yeah, man, I don't know, man. Victoria said, let's see, it must have worked for her before. Yeah, what was the job she was interviewing for, though? Yes, don't work for somebody. Well, go ahead, Vince.
She'll be on Pop the Balloon next.
For sure. But Kendra G, it's going to be one of them, man.
Man, a lot of these people be trying to get found, man. People be wanting that social media buzz. She like somebody gonna look at her and say, oh, she cute, let me put her on, and then she'll be on one of these goofy influencer channels saying pop the balloon. She had that balloon. Tell me he gotta have money. He Got decency. Looking
But
for a
Vince,
boss. I'm looking for a boss.
basically, you know what it is. You know what it is. It's always that boss, man. Let's see. Shantae said, let's see, she was supposed to scout in the parking lot. Shantae, now you ain't gonna be giving it. Wait a minute, now you ain't gonna be giving it a game. Oh, y'all wow, y'all wow. See, Kiara said, let's see. Then she asked happily, "What difference does it make?" Right? They are married. I wonder if this was a skit. I don't think it was. From what I was looking around, because I always try to check into some of these videos. I don't think it was. But I could be wrong. Could be wrong. Let's see. I think that's it. Let's see. Victoria said, "Yeah, yes, Vince popped the balloon." Yeah, no, they always make it to pop the balloon at some point. Let's say, or Kendra G, one of them two. Okay. Well, I said, I don't know if y'all want to say anything on this one, or if y'all gonna let this go.
Just
Go
real
ahead,
quick.
Cole. I
That's,
see
Right.
Cole. All three of
yeah,
y'all. Go
I'll
ahead,
let
that's
Cole.
a
Cole go.
new low. And the crazy
Okay.
thing is, some people actually bite, go for that crap because people want to keep going on the exceptions. But it's clearly a new low.
Yeah, that's real. That's real right there. That's real. I said somebody definitely run through it. I know that'll happen. So somebody definitely run through it. All right, Herschel, go ahead. Herschel's on you. Then I come to
Yeah,
Joe.
just quick. I was gonna say is from the jump. I thought it was like a skit too, but then I realized it really wasn't. It's just she was the skit. Like I don't even think she even knows her own identity. It seems like she's been so like programmed to this reality TV show stuff because that's all she sounded like. She sounded like a bit from one of these reality shows, kind of like what Vince was talking about, like just that social media stuff. And it seemed like she doesn't even know who she is. She's just a character, and she was just playing a part. And that's bad.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that, man. Joe, you want to say something? Go ahead, man.
I mean, that's just a Jezebel spirit right there in full force, right? It used to be much more behind closed doors. So at least they were savvy with it back in the day. But now they're just blazing with it, very blatant with it. Just out there, I'm trying to be your side piece in front of on camera. Now she's not thinking the future. Right? You doing stuff like this behind the scenes. A lot of us guys know women who have done that. D-Boxer touched on that. And it's not even just married men. You can just be with a woman, period. They see you walking with the girl in your arms, other women will try to get you too. But this was not done on camera, right? They did their dirt behind closed doors. That's one thing. But she's not thinking about any man that she gets with in the future. If he has any sort of dignity, he's going to see that clip because it's viral. So all he has to do is type in her name. You got AI now, and he can do a Google search just like women like to do Google searches on men to find out their history. Men want to find out the history of a woman's, I guess, ability to be to express infidelity, and this is right here on display. So whatever man that she gets with in the future, if he has enough common sense, he's going to see it, and there's going to be his homeboys who are going to send him that clip. He's going to see that. And then that good man that she could have had, if she just decided to be patient and do things the moral way, he's probably going to run off. Or if he's a dummy, because he's going to look at her looks, he's going to stay. But so she's shooting herself in the foot. And lastly, Vince did mention earlier that men like that who are successful lawyers typically have had their wives and got wiped up in their college years while they was in their school and pursuing their law degree. So there was a good woman behind them, most likely their wives, before they got to that point. So they're in their 30s, late 30s, having an established career, and they have their wives who they probably met in college, and she probably in her looks like early 30s. So she's late to the train. She probably had an opportunity to get with a guy like him, like those men at the time, but they didn't have their career at the time, right? It was just potential, right? So she's waiting for the finish line. That's what Vince touched on. She wants to come at the finish line, but these men are already established and they got their wives, they got their kids. And now you're trying to be a homewrecker. So it's just a bad look all the way around.
Yeah, no, I agree with that, man. I agree with that. Okay, go ahead, Sybil. Then we're gonna move to the next one. Go ahead, Sybil.
Just kind of want to build on what Joe mentioned. Not only is she basically putting this out on Front Street in front of everybody on a recording, on top of that, she doesn't realize that if a man does go for that, she will just be replaced by the next woman who does exactly what she did. Like, it's this idea that people don't think about 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now. You can't build a life with somebody who's willing to step away from their family just because you're throwing something at them. Like, that's not the kind of man that's going to be with you. That's the kind of man that is telling you who he is, and you're just deciding not to listen to it because of a couple dollar bills.
Right.
Great point.
No, that's real.
Karma is a real thing, right? So she doesn't. So even if he stays, let's say if he's intelligent enough, he's like, okay, I see you, I got you. He turns around and do to her what she's trying to do to those men, and find a woman behind his back. So it comes back around full circle. It may not be exactly in that form, but there'll be something that comes back to her that's gonna have her reflect very deeply on just that single decision that she made. But maybe that's not a bad thing. Probably is a good thing because it shows who she really is. Maybe she's always been this way. And a lot of women, like I said, they were crafty. They just kept it behind closed doors. You couldn't figure it out. Oh, I didn't know she was like that. But the fact that she's putting herself out there like that is probably a good thing. It's like a bat signal, except it's a warning signal to stay away.
No, she exposing herself in a bad way, man. All right, let me keep going.
Ready to hear this, but hypergamy content is slowly starting to feel like the female version of red pill content. Now, wait, hear me out. I know that red pill content is actively promoting abuse towards women, but hypergamy content is slowly promoting emotional abuse towards men. Okay, hold on. I love seeing women get treated like queens. I love seeing that on my page. I love seeing men adore and spoil their women any chance they get. However, there's content that's being pushed out to essentially make you compare your relationship with some random person's relationship. If your man does not buy you a car, 1,000 roses, and pays your rent, he's just not man enough. You're with the wrong guy. He's a dusty. Do you know how damaging that is for not just men, but for women ourselves? Because this is reinforcing the idea that a woman's value has to come from the external. It has to come from material goods. Like, I'm only a woman enough, I'm only feminine enough if I can have a guy pay for me, essentially. So my value is based on a man still. We are telling men that if you cannot provide 100% everything, give your wife everything, you're just not man enough. What about all those men, like 90% of men that just don't have the luxury to do that? Do they not deserve to experience love? People are ready to hear this, but.
So she talking about this hypergamy. So this beatboxer, she playing in your space right here, man.
Mm-hmm. Huh. She's speaking my language. I love it.
So I mean, is she I guess the question is she on to something? So is this something that people need to wake up to? Because we've talked about a lot of these narratives and stuff that get pushed. We what I'm saying, we try to speak against a lot of this stuff. And I will agree with the young lady, this whole hypergamous mindset, grass is always green on the other side mindset. This mess is running rampant. Yeah, this mess is running rampant. It's got folks breaking up marriages, got folks breaking up relationships just to go over there and find out the grass ain't greener. Like, yeah, they should have stayed where they was at. They should have worked on what they had. So yeah, I don't know. I think there's some value to what she's saying, man. Let me pose this question. I said this is actually a question to Beatboxer. So Beatboxer, straight to you, man. As a young, I know you label yourself the young fella. So you the young fella on the panel, as you like to say. You want to call us the old head. So I'm gonna come to the young fella for this question. In your opinion, where did this hypergamous mentality, where did it come from? Yeah, why is this the new thing?
Yeah, I think it's just a version of biblical stuff being kind of bastardized and disseminated to the masses. Right? It's a man needs to provide and protect. Now he needs to pay for everything. Right now he's a trick, basically. And a lot of women are saying in these spaces are like she said, if he's not doing all these things for you, he's not man enough. right? He's not a man. And she mentioned like 90% of men can't do all these things that y'all are asking for. That's just like the math ain't mathing on that. So ladies, you're talking about one that I would say you're talking about, depending on where you live, maybe top 3% of men can do that. Like I live in the DMV. You need to make, if you're going to do that as a man, you need to be making like 300,000. There's no, like, that's just not going to happen. You're talking about a very small group of dudes doing that. And I think it's really sad because I've said this before, like the average woman is average looking. So average woman, you can't even be in the hypergamous space. You can't be talking like this man needs to be doing this, and this. You should be happy with a coffee date, baby girl. I'm sorry. Like, it just is what it is. And even if you're very attractive, you need to be more than attractive, right? And men now are opting out of dating and marriage too. So even men who are very successful are saying, I don't want to do all that. I'm done. So you got a lot of things going against women. And I just think it ultimately comes down to some of the biblical things that have been told are being like remixed, and now they're going out and everybody's like, yeah, they might not be religious at heart, but it's kind of coming from that place. And it's weird that this is going on. Like you'll see in the red pill spaces too, what women have to obey their husbands. Not until like being a dumbass and he's slapping her and being mean to her cheek. You know what I'm saying? So it's all these things that are going on today that I'm like, that is not biblical. That's not even right. I don't know where this is coming. Like, it's crazy to me. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Okay, let me get the flip side of this. I'm coming to you, Vince. Give me the flip side of this. So from the grown folks who know what's going on out here, I'm talking to Vince.
The OGs.
Right, the OG, right.
The OGs.
So from the OG perspective, Vince, where's this hypergamous? Where's this mentality coming from? Why is it like this now, man? What you think?
I think there has always been this phrase called keeping up with the Joneses. But I think social media has put it on steroids, because back in the day, you didn't really know that your neighbor down the street just went to Jamaica or what her husband was doing. So you really didn't have anything to compare it to. But now, I mean, it's too much comparison. I think it's a part of it is human nature, but I just think it's keeping up with the Joneses on steroids, and most of this stuff is fake. And that's the funny part. Most of this stuff is fake. They're not doing all that. They're doing it for social media.
That's real. Okay, so you say it's a lot of fronting mixed up in there. That's basically what that is. Okay. All right, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. And I guess, I guess if I think back, even pre-social media, we saw a lot of that fronting going on out in the streets. Cats was out here rocking this little gear, whatever. You find out it was his brother's, he was borrowing it. You know what I'm saying? Girls was loaning each other purses. You know what I'm saying? You read her purse and all type of stuff.
So they had to hide the car. The car was about to get repoed, and they had to hide it in your garage.
Right. So we saw some of this stuff back in the day. So yeah, I guess it's, to your point, it is on steroids now with social media. And I think people are, also to your point, Vince, I think people, they are normalizing fake. Yeah, so a lot of these fake cats out here, a lot of these, fake relationships, a lot of these social media relationships, what they don't realize is these folks, they fighting as soon as the camera go off. Yeah, they choking each other out as soon as that camera go off. You know what I'm saying? They hate them kids. As soon as they get off the camera playing with them kids like they the loving family, they hate them kids. Like we see this stuff and we just call it fact, or we call it law. And it's like, to Vince's point, a lot of this stuff is fake. It's artificial. It's for likes. I think Kenyatta said it earlier. It's for likes and views. But it's not genuine people. And I think the part that we don't understand is a lot of people who are genuine and authentic, they're not all over social media. Yeah, you don't even know. Like Vince said, you don't even know they went on vacation. Yeah, they was just on vacation this weekend. You don't know. Yeah, they was just eating $500 dinners this weekend. You have no idea. But yeah, we make it, we make it the standard watching these folks on this internet. And like I said, a lot of these folks is phony, man. And like I said, if y'all pay attention to what's going on, the stuff is coming out. Yep, a lot of y'all favorite relationship gurus getting exposed. Yeah, folks going to jail for being scammers. Y'all thought they was, great investors. Like y'all, we gonna learn. We gonna learn at some point. You just can't follow and trust everything you see. Yeah, it's just a lot of this stuff is just not realistic. It's not real, but this is what we live in now. Okay, anybody else? If not, I'm gonna keep it rolling. Anybody else, y'all good? Oh, go ahead, Sim.
Real
Go ahead,
quick
man.
on this one. So it's funny because a lot of people do use like biblical references without actually having knowledge of it, because they'll use quotes from the Old Testament while they're living like a New Testament style lifestyle. And I mean, I'm not a person who's like very religious at all. It's interesting, so I know a little bit about it. The one thing that young woman was talking about was the difference of like, I guess just hypergamy being hijacked, because I think hypergamy is fine. I think that's a way that women have been able to survive and exist as long as they have in society. So I'm good with hypergamy, but I'm also good with red pill, not the red pill that becomes popularized, but the message that red pill is, which is get your game in order, get your body in order, get your finances in order, and try to go ahead and lead that type of lifestyle. When it comes to like honor and obey and all that stuff, that's a little bit too extreme for me. That's where it becomes like, that's not reality. That's just what you want to perceive as reality. But what she's saying, if more people listen to that type of content versus the stuff that sells, which is inflammatory, we would be in a much better place when it comes to dating and being able to interact with each other. And when people look on social media and they see these big expensive dinners that people are taking the time to take photos of versus eating their food, they forget that stuff costs. And when things cost and you don't have enough finances to cover it, now you're going into crippling debt. And then now you have to basically continue being this character in order to have this lifestyle that you promote that in reality is not you. The amount of social media influencers that go broke after a year or two of scaling back is insane. It's like worse than NBA and NFL numbers, because they don't understand a real relationship with money. It just becomes clout chasing at that point.
Yeah, no, that's real. Yeah, it's definitely a lot of clout chasing going on out here. All right, let me keep going. I think that was everybody. Let me keep going right here.
My life, and I almost divorced his ass in 6 months.
Man, she look familiar. Who is this? Like, well, you know what? I think this is Dwight Howard's. Hey, this Dwight Howard. Yeah, let me keep going.
I met the love of my life, and I almost divorced his ass in 6 months, being real stupid and silly. Actually, we both filed for divorce. Let's talk about the struggles of being a new young wife. First thing I can tell you as a new wife, I know this is going to be a hard practice, but shut your mouth. Shut up. Now, I know some of y'all going to say, oh, you got to shut up because you married? What, is he silencing you? No, sis, I'm not saying shut up. I'm saying pick your battles, and sometimes pick them quietly. Understand, when you became one with your husband, that means you became one. Y'all are one. You have to literally die to your old self. You don't want to do that yet. What does die to my old self mean? Because I'm very much still alive. Simply means adjustments. You got to make a lot of adjustments. Again, heavy on your one now. Know your spicy attitude isn't passion. It's a nasty attitude. That has to die for your husband. Confrontational spirits hidden by passion. You're not passionate, sis. You just got an attitude problem. Lose it. Quick gem. Successful top tier men, they just want peace. They don't want anything else. You can't do anything else for them besides bring them peace. Mistake I made, me and my husband going through issues, telling my friends about it. Don't do it. Dying to yourself is hard, okay? You spent your whole life talking, probably talking too much, getting the last word, being overly opinionated, being emotionally unstable. Some people settle for that, but this person married you, they're not going for it. Passive aggressive attitudes. Most black men, when you do that, it reminds them of somewhat what they grew up with their mom, their siblings. They married you. They don't want to feel with the trauma from childhood. And I'm about to say something that's probably gonna hurt y'all feelings. Black successful men do marry black women. But my girls, let's be for real. Let's talk about it. I already know, sis, life was not easy for us. And along the way, we formed a little neck roll that we can't get rid of. Because life was hard doesn't give you the right to be rude, a bitch, confrontational, nasty attitude, uncooperative, any of those things. You're married now, sis, so you're joining with one. It should be a peaceful harmony, right? Which means you have to die to yourself with all the ugly things that do not create peace. Let's talk about the maybe I rule. If there's conflict going on in your marriage, in your home, silently to yourself, not out loud to your husband, ask yourself, maybe I am understanding this wrong. Maybe I am processing this wrong. Maybe I am being overly emotional. Maybe I am not listening. If you silently ask yourself the maybe I's and then go in a corner and process them before you respond, you will see that maybe I can do something to meet him more in the middle versus pushing the confrontation. I did not say you cannot have an opinion. I never said that. I said, stop, process your emotions, okay? You married now. You basically just said, I love you for the rest of your life, my life, no matter what we go through. Me not really understanding the real concept of marriage, I was thinking like, oh, Dwight, you're doing this. I don't like this. I'm gonna flee. I'm gonna run. Listen, y'all. You ain't ready for marriage if that's the way you think it.
Okay. Yeah, I just looked that up. So yeah, that's Dwight Howard's wife. I know they got a earlier they both filed for early divorce, but I guess they pulled it back and kept it rolling. So I don't think they officially got a divorce. So okay. So yeah, her name is Amy. Yeah, that's her name, Amy. Okay, well, yeah. Go ahead, Vince. Who's that? Vince? You was about to say something?
Yeah, she's from Detroit.
Oh, okay. She from here? Okay.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. No, so she was she was sound like she was dropping some jewels for the ladies. So yeah, that's all I heard. I guess y'all drop a comment. It was some interesting comments over here. Oh, what Shantae say? Girl, you're a beard. She
The fact that was Vince's only comment.
My God!
It said everything. She's from Detroit. That was it. End of discussion. There's nothing else to
I
say.
mean, I didn't mean that in a negative way. I was just saying that she was from Detroit. It wasn't a slight or anything.
Yeah, no, she like I said, she sounded like she's trying to drop some gems for the ladies. So I didn't hear nothing bad about what she said. Let's see, Victoria said, I do agree with stop and process your emotions. You know what? Thank you, Victoria Williams. Thank you. Yeah, sometimes we do gotta stop and process our emotions. I appreciate this right here. Appreciate that right there.
She behaved that way with an NBA star player who made millions of dollars. If he got to work, then how much worse would a man who doesn't have anywhere near that kind of career, that kind of money, those resources, that fame? Like, that's crazy that she had to come to Jesus moment dealing with a man like that, which means that is an epidemic. The fact that she has to give a PDA announcement, like, hey, don't do this. Well, maybe she realized that she didn't want to do these things because is she going to find another man like a Dwight Howard, like a 1 in a million chance? So I think it was more so she came to her senses. And then she had her moment, not necessarily because she wanted to treat this man right. It was more like, oh, wait a second. I'm this age and, what are the odds of me finding another man like this? Let me switch my game. So I'm not reading it as more of like she's being kind and nice all of a sudden. I think the end result is that she's doing a good thing. But her motive behind changing her ways is not, I don't think it would be the same if it was for an average person or a typical black man who wasn't a Dwight Howard. That's what I'm saying. That's what I personally believe.
Well, that's what you get when you got some money though. You get a little more act right. I don't see nothing wrong with it. If she knows she can't get nobody else, then she act a little bit better.
That's real. Yeah. No. Go ahead, Coco.
So I don't know that. So here's the thing, like without her giving us enough to go off of, it's hard for me to make the estimation what her motives or what her intentions behind sharing the information is. It's hard for me to say that her intentions were like she had some ill intent Like I don't know how I would arrive at that just based off what she said. I will say this. I don't think that him being a a celebrity or, a wealthy man, a rich man matters about how he treats her, right? His income level doesn't change anything about the fact that he is still a man, and men are men. Men are gonna men. So just like women are gonna women. So a man with money is still a man that experiences everything, all the emotions and feelings and challenges that any other man will experience. So he's not going to be better in marriage just because he has money. As a matter of fact, he might have more challenge in marriage because he has money, and things may come easy for him, and he may not be used to having to yield in certain situations because he's a man of means, and usually people with means can kind of have their way. But in marriage, that's not how it works. You don't get to have your way just because you have money. And if you are a man going into marriage thinking that money is going to allow you to have your way, then you're already thinking of it wrong. And there's going to be some challenges for you. I think that, does having money, does it make certain things easier about life? Of course. When you have a certain level of income, it is going to make just certain circumstances in your life better because you'll be able to do certain things, right? But it's not going to change the challenges that you're going to have as a man and as a woman trying to come together and make a marriage work, right? Like you're still you, she's still her, and there's still going to be challenges, right? So I appreciate the fact that she was at least able to say, I noticed some things that I was doing. And so let me tell you what you need to not do if you're a young person getting married, right? Learn from my mistakes. Don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, don't do that. We can't say that the older women are supposed to teach the younger women, and then when the older women come out and they try to do that, then we say, well, what's her motive? At the end of the day, it doesn't necessarily really matter what her motive is, as long as the information that she is sharing is valid, and the information that she is sharing is productive, and the information that she's sharing is profitable. Right. And as long as that is what it is, then it really doesn't matter what her motivation is. She might have just been led to say that. Right. So, I think, we actually need more content like that. We need women being more realistic on the internet about what marriage is and what it isn't, and how you conduct yourself in marriage. Like we've already talked about how people get on here and they make it all about the Bible. Right. But nobody's really ready to have the real conversation about what the biblical principle or the biblical standard for marriage is. Like nobody's really ready to have that real conversation, because if we're trying to have that real conversation, none of us is meaning it. We're not. So let's just be completely honest. So I appreciate it. I'm glad she said it. Now, whether or not she's a beard or not is not our business, I guess.
The what?
Hey man, it's over.
I appreciate
What's the beard?
the tea.
We're gonna leave that right there, Joe. We're gonna leave that right there, man.
Wait a second.
We're gonna leave that
Just
right there.
just Google it, Joe. Just Google it. Just Google it.
Just leave that right there, man.
I think I got the hint, but I don't want to speculate. I'm just going to kind of let it. I'm gonna leave it right there.
Yeah, just leave it right there, man. We ain't gonna go down there wrong. But I think overall, I think the young lady, she was dropping some gems for the ladies. So I think for any ladies who are looking to get married or who are married, take note. Yeah, she talked about shutting up. Yeah, that's important. And that goes for men and women, if I'm gonna be honest. Sometimes as a man, you trying to get to it, and it's like, you know what, this one ain't even worth it. Let me just go and pull back and go about my way. This ain't the time. And same for the ladies. Sometimes you over here trying, what she say, rolling that neck or whatever you doing. And it's like sometimes you just need to hold that neck, hold it steady. This ain't the time for that. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I think that her overall point was really about growth. Yeah, you get into a relationship, you see it going one way, And then it's like once you actually start to understand some things and actually experience some maturity, you start to want to make some changes because you see that the way that you were looking at things was not realistic and it wasn't going to work or be sustainable. Yeah, so it's nothing wrong with getting in a relationship, seeing some things you need to adjust and making some changes. There's nothing wrong with that. Yep, and clearly her and, you know what I'm saying, Dwight was able to circle the block, you know what I'm saying, look at how they was moving and make some changes, you know what I'm saying, and do what they do. So it is what it is. But at the end of the day, sometimes you just got to take the message, you know what I'm saying, and not necessarily the messenger. But yeah, she was dropping some gems, so I will give her that. She was dropping some gems. Well, let me slide to this next one. Let's see. We got a 7 and 8. Where Cole at? Cole on her?
Yes.
Cole, I'm gonna try to break this video up of yours because he got this music in here. I don't want nobody getting me flagged up. So I'm gonna try to break this and then I'm coming straight to you.
I was tripping.
Yeah,
I was tripping.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Why do you think you were tripping?
I think I was tripping because nobody knew that me and my wife were separated. You know what I'm saying? So I had her looking dumb. You don't don't have your lady look whether she your BM, your wife, your girlfriend, your best friend, don't let your lady look stupid.
Yeah,
with them.
Your man that was holding you up on.
All right, I'm gonna stop it right there. All right. So that's my man out there. I remember that when that happened. So I know when my man was out at the carnival, him and his lady was separated. He was out there showing out, getting his grind on. I remember that. Getting his grind on, doing what he do, and he went viral, and that mess was blowing up everywhere. But now he's saying that, you know what I'm saying, if you married or if you got a lady, you shouldn't be out there disrespecting her, shouldn't be out there misrepresenting your lady. I agree with him. But I'm going to come back to Cole, because Cole, I know you said you had a little controversy around this video, Cole. So what was you running into with this video?
Okay, hopefully y'all can hear me.
You still hear you, go ahead.
Okay, cool. So my issue was this lady on Instagram basically kept replying to me, just saying just stuff out the neck. So like she was saying, it's a carnival, this is what happened. They were separated, so I don't understand what the problem is. Then she's like, oh, are you from like the Freaknik years? I'm like, she's like, oh, this stuff was public, it was happening then. And I'm like, and she was like, oh, this going over your head. You missing the point. So she just kept basically trying to validate his behavior. And I was like, I distinctly remember me having a reply. I'm like, what I am saying is whether this was a thing then, whatever the case is, the thing is, I'm like, things weren't so public and just straight up disrespectful until social media. And I'm like, regardless, he's a public figure, so you just basically say that you don't care about the perception.
Yeah.
And she proceeded to comment. But yeah, I was just like, there's no respect, there's no privacy, you're just doing whatever. And she thought it was okay.
Yeah. Now, folks do try to justify a lot of this nonsense, but I will say this: as a married man, you are representing your lady when you step out in the streets. Let me just be honest. Yeah, carnival, no carnival, and I don't care if y'all was separated. Yeah, you representing your lady when you step out in the streets. And this is how I know. This is how I know that some of us black people can't be helped. Yeah, this type of stuff to me should be common sense. Like, let me just keep it a buck. This should be common sense. Like, yeah, once I decide to put my last name on a woman, we representing as a unit. So I'm gonna be looking at her the same way. When she step out in public, I don't care if she brunching, I don't care if she running to the Kroger, the Plum Market, wherever she at. Like, ain't nobody twerking up on the table. Like, no, not Miss Price. No, you not. Yeah, but it's the same for me. When I'm out here in the streets, you know what I'm saying? And I'm Mr. Price and she Miss Price. I'm not out here wilding. Yeah, because at the end of the day, I don't want to bring no heat back to her. I don't want nobody being able to call Miss Price talking about they saw me They saw me clowning at the I was down in Floods. You know, I was bagging them. But they can't call her and say no nonsense like that. You're not gonna catch me up like that. So yeah, man, it's like I once again, if this is even a question, then you probably just shouldn't even be in a relationship. Let me just keep it like that. Yep, if this is a question for you, if this is a pain point, if you go to the carnival and you going back and forth with yourself, fighting yourself, like, should I, you know what I'm saying? Should I, break this little female down real quick, or should I represent my wife? Then you probably should just go and be by yourself, bro. Like, let me just be honest. And that's same for the ladies. Yeah, but if you in the situation and you like, man, should I jump on this table and drop it like it's hot, or might will my husband find out? Will he be mad if he find out? Then just be by yourself. Go to your brunch with the girls and get your cinnamon waffles and whipped cream or whatever y'all eating at the brunch, and go on and twerk away. But just make sure you do it by yourself as a single person. Yeah, because this type of stuff shouldn't even be a question. I'm confused. I'm confused. Let me come on to Civil, man. Civil. I know you locked down over there, Civil. So tell me how you moving, man? Are you prioritizing representing the family? How you moving when you come out in the streets, man?
I will be 100% honest. I know me, so I remove myself from situations that would put me in a position to do something that would bring dishonor on my name. And when I say my name, it's because my wife and my children, we all have that same name. And I'm not looking to tear it down. I'm looking to build it up. So out and about, if I was at Carnival, I'd keep my butt in the room, because I know if I go out there, have a little whiskey, have a little scotch, ain't no telling what I might do. So that's just the route I go about it. And with men and women, when you're in a marriage, when you're in a relationship and it's something that's serious and you actually have value for yourself, these are the things you don't want to do, because it reflects poorly not just on her, but on you, because it makes you look a fool. And I think that's why he was attempting to be apologetic in the video without trying to, really sit there and hold his hat in his hand. But the reality of the situation is if you're married, you're in a relationship, understand that you're not just representing yourself, you're representing everyone that shares that last name with you.
Right. No, that's real. Let me check in with my guy Herschel, man. Herschel, man, what's your position on this, man? How you look at this particular situation?
Yeah, I mean, I just co-sign everybody's saying, you got to represent out here. You're the head, and this is your last name, and I'm not to take anything away from females and women, but the facts is like when you're a couple, you're say, for example, my last name is Jackson, so it's the Jackson family. They're gonna look at us as a whole thing, they just see me out here fooling around. They're gonna look at everybody else out there as a fool too. So yeah, you gotta be, and it's like, but typically though, I think this though, you can't be messy like that by yourself either, So you gotta have yourself together. You gotta have your act right by your lonely first, because you won't even be able to have your mind right and togetherness with somebody else. You don't even have you out here, like you made the joke about her be twerking out here by herself and this and that, but like even if she's doing that by herself, it's like come on now. Like so, like for me, like right now, I'm single, so that don't mean I don't mean I'm out here. You know what I'm saying? I don't got to be out here fooling and clowning and being the man of the hour and all that type of stuff. I still conduct myself respectfully, how I would be as if I had a woman. And
right.
That's the other thing. I think that's what we all got to do.
That's real. That's real. That's grown right there. Appreciate that. Yeah, no, man, this stuff, man, to me should be simple, man. I don't even know why this is a question now. I don't know, and going back to you, Cole, I know you saying this, this little young lady you was going back and forth with in these comments, what I'm saying, she was coming at you about it. And that right there is crazy. Yep. And in 2025, to hear a woman, let me just paint the picture right here. In 2025, to hear a woman coming at another woman that is saying that it's wrong for this man to be out here disrespecting his lady is crazy. Yeah, typically women stick together on these topics. Yeah, when it comes to a man being loyal to a woman, when it comes to a man disrespecting a woman, women typically stick together. Yeah, but to hear a woman coming at you because you saying basically my man should have fell back and chilled out and respected his lady, for her to be coming at you trying to justify him being out of pocket, yeah, that's crazy. And that just tells you the climate of today's society. Yeah, my man, you know what I'm saying? He can come apologize and do all of that. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? My man took a minute, held himself accountable, got his mind right. Like, you know what? I was wrong. I was moving a little shady. So I can appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? As a man, you got to do that. You may go out here and make some bad decisions, but you got to fall back and say, you know what? No, that wasn't right. You know what I'm saying? I know me and my lady was separated, but that's still my lady. So I can't be out here disrespecting her. You know what I'm saying? Now I got folks talking about her on social media, saying this, saying that. So it's like bringing that smoke to your lady. As a man, you know that ain't right. Yep. So if you can acknowledge that and say, you know, no, I wasn't right. I didn't move right. That's one thing, but we still can't justify you not moving right. Yeah, that's still a problem. Yeah, he still didn't move right. You can clean it up all you want, but you still didn't move right. So yeah, for a lady to be defending it, that's even worse. So like I said, we gotta understand the climate we in. All right, I think I got one last one, man, and then we're gonna be done, man. Cause y'all don't wore me out, man. Like I said, we take a day off and y'all load us up with the videos. Like we got to make up some lost time or something. But I got one last one.
Why so many beautiful, well-rounded women cannot find a partner is because a lot of parents failed their sons. My mom on a walk had asked me, we know so many beautiful, well-rounded girls. Why are they single? I responded with, your generation was so hard on the girls. Like, we literally had to be made out of glass. We couldn't afford to make mistakes. Failure was not in our vocabulary. Like, we literally had to be perfect. So now you have this large group of women that are almost like overperforming. So now you have this large group of women who know how to take care of a home, know how to take care of themselves, are family oriented, but they also have the ambition of a man and are career focused. Overall, they are performing at standards and expectations that are so high because back home, specifically, my parents are from India. Back home, women weren't granted the same privileges and rights back home in India. So my mom still had me performing the gender norms of a good Indian daughter, but I was encouraged to basically utilize the freedom that I had. Parents failed their sons. Because while so much pressure is being put on women, nothing was put on their boys. They were and are still coddled. They're not independent, meaning that they're codependent on their parents for multiple things. Also have no sense of leadership. They're consistently relying on a system for guidance and direction instead of building like that inner voice and trying to take initiative to build their life. That's why women are single. Because not only did we have to fight for the life that we wanted, it was completely possible to do that. Though it was hard, it was possible. But there are men that don't want to utilize this opportunity to better themselves and like have dreams and have goals. Instead, they're looking for a partner to be a replacement for their mom. Isn't that why?
That's crazy.
So basically, it's
Yeah,
all fault.
hold on, let me do this real
All
quick.
fault.
Let me do this real quick before we get going.
Stop the cap.
Okay. All right, I just had to do that real fast. So yeah,
I
see, y'all
mean,
heard the young lady. Shout out to her.
I kept getting distracted by that. I know that sound anywhere. I kept like, that's MetaTrader. But she's a trader. That's a good thing. I guess that's the only positive thing I could say about that. She's a trader like I am. I recognize that sound. Like, wait a second.
Yeah, she's man. I said she's trying to put fellas on the spot at the same time, man. Yeah, I don't even know what to say to that. Man, y'all drop a comment, let me know what y'all say. Yeah, I just heard a lot of cap.
Sophisticated way of saying man ain't shit. All that instead of just being like really blunt with it and very ghetto with it and very obtuse with it, she was just really sophisticated with her words, very careful. She has a pretty face, so it kind of disarms you a little bit, the softer voice. but it's saying the same thing. It's really man's fault and they ain't shit. And they're because they ain't shit is the reason why we got issues. So it's just clever, but I can keep game.
You know what though? Let me ask this though.
So many beautiful, well-rounded women cannot find a partner is because.
Sorry
You want to
about
run it back, Coco?
I just wanted her face up there.
Oh, okay. What you want to say something? Go ahead.
No, I just go ahead and finish your statement. I just wanted her face up there. Joe was talking about her look, so I just wanted her look up there.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, no, I just my question would be this. Because I hear this phrase a lot and I'm trying to understand it. When y'all say that these men ain't shit, it's like, what does that really mean? If is we talking money, is we talking accomplishments, are we talking baby daddy? Like what does that mean? I guess this is my question to the ladies. When does he become the shit? Like I'm trying to understand what that means when women say that. So I hear it a lot that men ain't shit. Okay, so when does he become like? When does he no longer ain't shit? Like I'm trying to understand this because it doesn't make sense to me. And I'm like, he got to get to a certain salary level? Do he got to grow a couple extra inches? Like what is it? I feel like Cole. Was you trying to come off mute, Cole?
I was. I mean, I personally don't say that, but I feel like it's definitely situational.
Okay.
So yeah, it could be, those situations that you name, separately. Hey, this person, money not right, or this person, ain't pleasuring me right. It's situational. But I think when the guy does become a shit, I mean, for me, it's definitely just overall having a certain level of maturity and being intentional.
Okay.
I mean, that's that's
and
where I
being
would
6
start.
feet.
I am not gonna comment on that. You know what? I am gonna comment on that because you want to talk shit while somebody at my job trying to talk to me. He is not 6 feet at all. He's definitely given 5'8", 5'9".
Tell him, Cole. Tell him, Cole. Tell him, get out your business.
Yep.
So that's the case. I say once again, I had to lock in on this statement because I hear it all the time. So then my question next is, I see we got a lot of ladies in the comments right now and on the panel. So my question to that is when is a woman, when is she ain't shit?
Never.
No, I'm just curious. I'm trying to understand the mentality because I hear this men ain't shit all the time. So I'm like, it's got to be an ain't shit on the other side. So ladies, drop a comment. When is she ain't shit?
I mean,
go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go first, Cole.
So, I mean, at this point, being honest, I will also say it's situational. Again, I don't say that, but if I am answering the question, I think some situations, and this is definitely based on conversation I had today with the said person. One apparently is if the female withholds from any visitation from the father regarding like the children, if they end a relationship for whatever reason. Also, I guess it should be a gold digger. Apparently, with the two primary examples that was given.
Okay. So she gold digging, she ain't shit. Okay. So it's only certain things that make her ain't shit. But this guy, Cole said it's situational. That's
Come on, Cole. Come on.
Like, so when if they don't have kids? What if you're in a relationship with someone, you don't have children with the person? So that's out of the question. That's not an ancient topic. And then the gold digging part, most women aren't. They're like average women. So then outside of gold digging, which is exception to the rule, kids and the woman keeping the man from the kids. And what other instances are women not shit? Other than those two things that can be easily, to me, that's not a hate shit thing. That's kind of like, oh, that's messed up, but that's
I
not a
guess being
character
I
trait.
guess being
You know what I'm
being
saying?
a hoe or having hoe tendencies depending on the situation.
Okay, so
So,
some whole tendencies. Whole tendencies will make her ain't shit. That's what you saying?
That's
Yep.
situational.
I'm done.
Hey man, it's over.
I'm done.
Go ahead, Coco. I see you want to get in on this. Go ahead, Coco.
I mean, yeah. So I just think, so here's the thing. I'm listening to her video and she's giving her perspective on how we got to this point where women are, why are all of these women single? And I noticed that when they have this conversation, they always put the women in the category of they're good women and they have all these things going on for themselves. And I'll go back to what I said in the beginning with the first video. And that is, how are y'all making this determination? Like, how do you get to the point that these people are good people? Like, how are you measuring that, right? How are you measuring that in comparison to men, women are good and they're doing well? And I just want to know what barometer you guys are using, right? Because from where I'm seeing, from what I'm seeing, right? You guys are, I guess you feel as though because you're deciding to opt into going to school or you're furthering your education. And some men are maybe choosing not to, although there are plenty of men who are also going to college and furthering their education as well. But I guess you're using that as a barometer as to how women are doing so much better. I think it's disingenuous because you're saying men are choosing to rely on systems, and I would challenge you to show me what system a man can rely on in this country. Show me the system that a man can rely on in this country. What system is in place that men can rely on in this country outside of the armed forces?
Oh,
please show me something. Because what system are men relying? Usually why men end up going straight to work after high school is because they don't have dads and moms who are willing to put their name on financial aid or loans so that they can go to school. Let's just be honest. We're not doing it for our boys the way we're doing it for our daughters. We're not, because we expect our boys to be able to figure it out. You get a job, son. That's what we're telling our boys. But for our girls, we're sending them off to school with our name on their student loans in a brand new car that we're paying for. That's what we're doing for our daughters. So while y'all sitting up on y'all high horses talking about what men aren't doing and how they're relying on the system, it's disingenuous. Because as women, we are getting a leg up that most young men are not getting. We have a launching pad that not all young men are getting. So a lot of young men are going to school so they can pay for their own school, they're going to work so they can pay for their own education. Or they're having to just go right into working a job so that they can build their life. Which obviously,
We're losing your mic. We're losing your mic, Coco.
okay, testing.
Yeah, you good. Go ahead now.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's why I feel like when we have these conversations, it's disingenuous, because women are always coming from this perspective of they're so much further ahead. One, I challenge that because the stats don't really say that. They do say that you guys are enrolling, but they're not saying that it's also saying that you guys aren't finishing. On top of that, it's saying that you guys have a lot more debt. Women have a lot more debt than men. Some men are like, yeah, I mean, maybe I could go buy a house, but I'd rather sit and wait till I save the money. I don't want to go take out, X amount of loan. I don't want to go further into that. Yeah, I could go to college, but I'm just going to go to, trade school and I'm going to go to work. These are the decisions that men are making because they do understand leadership. And they understand that they're going to have to make different decisions because they have to get you to want to look at them and entertain them. So they can't play around and lollygag 4 years, 6 years in college and then stumble out and figure it out. They can't do that. They don't have that same luxury. So while you're sitting around saying that men are behind or men are, to me, it's the way we even have this conversation is crazy, because I'm looking at the young women that are coming up behind me, the generations that are after me. And I'm looking at y'all, and I don't mean this to be mean. I promise y'all, please understand what I'm trying to say. But a lot of y'all y'all not. I'm seeing these young women. It ain't much for my sons to pick from. I'm genuinely concerned. I'm genuinely concerned. While y'all talking about these young men and how we failed them, I'm genuinely concerned about y'all. I'm concerned. I wouldn't give my son in there one of y'all. Not one of you. Y'all don't make the cut. Y'all miss the mark. You're not gonna make it.
Is it over, Miss Coco?
For some of them. Yeah.
Hey man, it's over.
Really is. While y'all over here talking about what happened to the young men.
I appreciate her saying that. He pretty much broke it down, right?
I'm seeing them little girls. I see them walking out to school. I'm not, no. If you want me to speed my son down some path so that he can take care of you later,
Wait, hold on now, Coco. How long?
It won't happen. You right, sis. He gonna be right here with me. With me.
He might be going to Thailand.
Right here. Because he won't take care of you. That's what he won't do. He could take care of me, but he won't be taking care of you. So you're right. I'm gonna go on and coddle him. So you won't want him.
It was her expressing her luxury, the privilege of having all of those advantages, and being blind to her own luxury and privilege. So much so to the point where she is considering these good, wholesome, beautiful women. She calls them beautiful. Okay, calls them wholesome and good women. Okay. The reason why they would say that is because she puts herself in that category. So she assumes herself to be good, wholesome, and beautiful in these characteristics. Thing is, you can have physical beauty. I did say that she is physically attractive. Of course, she put some makeup on, she dolled herself up, but I think objectively, she's attractive. She's also average looking to me, but she is attractive. I won't take that away from her. Physical attractiveness can only get you so far, get you through the door. So a lot of men would touch and go with her, and that's about it. But because those inner qualities that keeps a man is missing, is lacking, because she's thinking that what makes a man have the greatest of character, or the only thing, is his ambition, his accomplishments, his goals, and his career. Which, if you go by that standard, then a lot of men are going to see that and take advantage of that. Like that young man that on the last Pop and Balloon show that I saw, where the roles were split. All the women went for the guy who was most physically attractive, who had the biggest muscle, and literally turned down the man who was actually best for them until he played them and said, you know what, I don't want you. And the show host got mad at him. The women got mad at him for playing them, but they played themselves because they all went for the same guy. They went for the physical appearance. They went for the appearance of things. I'm a construction worker. I'm a manager and all this other stuff. He had the title. He had the looks, the physique. He had all the whole package that women said that he had. But yet the one thing that he was missing was that character. And that's the one thing that they didn't. Somehow they missed that. So that's the issue. When you have that physical exterior, cool. It's all right to look attractive. Keep yourself up. Go to the gym, eat well. But then if that's all you got and that's all you're looking for in a man, then that's all you're going to get in a lot of cases. He's going to play with you because you're shallow. You're just as shallow as he is in a lot of cases. You get what you ask for. I don't know, man.
Yeah, but I think it brings up another point, and this is kind of why I was asking, what is the situation? Here, let me I'll mute you for a sec, Joe. You gotta look. There you go. This is why I asked the question around, when is a woman, or when are women ain't labeled as ain't shit, right? Because I think there's a lot of self-validation going on. So essentially people are rating themselves very high based on whatever material standards they've come up with. and it doesn't align with the opposite sex. You know what I'm saying, listen to the young lady. She's talking about, why are all these beautiful women single? And it's just like, well, who deemed them beautiful? It's like you attaching these labels and these titles, but it's like what man validated that, right? Because typically when these statements are made, it's versus the opposite sex. So it's like, what man validated that? Yeah, it's like we gotta think about some of the stuff that we're saying. Because I said, I think once again, a lot of this stuff is based on money and career. Yeah, it's like once somebody comes into a little money, once they come into a little title, then it's like they feel like they the cream of the crop. And it's just like that's just not how that works when it comes to a relationship. Yeah, that's not how that works, because that stuff is not valuable in a relationship. Yeah, it may be valuable economically, but it's not valuable in a relationship. Yeah, typically the opposite sex is concerned about how you treat them. You know what I'm saying? What your mindset is, what your character is. You know what I'm saying? Do you look out for them when they down? You know what I'm saying? Do you help them? You know what I'm saying? Come up with ideas to make steps for them to get to the next level. Are you a good mom? Are you a good father? Like, those are the things that are typically important in a relationship. But it's like we keep trying to pull this money and this career stuff into relationship, and that doesn't translate. Yeah, that doesn't translate like that. Yep, and I said, if we're gonna be honest about some of this stuff, a lot of these folks today are single because they ain't that. Let's just keep it real. Yep, some folks just ain't that. They not on that level. They don't have their stuff together. They ain't got their mind right. Yeah, they can make some money. They got a good job. You know what I'm saying? They got a nice title. You know what I'm saying? They're an executive VP or whatever you want to label them. But then their attitude is trash. Yeah, their personal skills is trash. Yeah, they selfish. Like there's all these other faults in that person. Yes, but we keep just individually making up our own level, and it's like that doesn't translate across the spectrum or across the dating space. That doesn't translate. Yeah, so man, we just once again we got to get realistic, man. I know we talking about can black people, can we be helped? And it's like if we don't get our mind right, the answer is gonna be no.
One more
Go ahead,
thing.
B-Box. It's on you, man. Go ahead, B-Box. I'm gonna come back to you, Joe. Go ahead, B-Box.
Yeah, I'm of two minds on this video. One, she says she's from India, or family's from India. So we're actually seeing the dirty laundry of Asian folks. So there is a problem where the women are told to do all this stuff. The men don't have to do anything. The men actually are coddled a lot. A lot of them don't do enough. They do nothing, which is one of the reasons why a lot of the women are not dating them and marrying them. So we're seeing that in this video. She's not going deep into it, but you can, if you've been around a lot of South Asian women and things they bitch and moan about, I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't be dealing with that either. I understand. I just a quick story. I had a friend. She married. Both of them are pharmacists. She had a baby. The Indian groom's mom came over and she wanted the wife to cook meals for the groom's family or the husband's family. I was like, that's crazy. I don't know why you're dealing with that. That's crazy. So stuff like that happens all the time in South Asian families. On the opposite end, though, especially if you're from the West and you're living in the West, I do find it weird, and I think everybody had this sentiment that a lot of women always will state that they're decent people and that the men that they're dealing with ain't shit. I just find that to be odd. I don't get that. I don't know where that's coming from. It's like women are good people and men are always the perpetrator, right? And that's crazy to me. And I don't know where that's coming from. I don't know where that's coming from. And then when you say women can be perpetrators, then you're a misogynist, you're evil, you're this and that. You hate yourself, especially in our community. You hate your mother. I mean, dude, I'm just saying, like, everybody can be a perpetrator, bro. Like, it can happen, right? So I'm of two minds. One, there's a cultural difference that's going on, but on the opposite end, she's also westernized. So there's some other things going on there that I just disagree with too. So
Yeah, no, and I agree with you on that, B-Box. I don't know where that comes from. Like I said, that's once again, that's why I was asking what I was asking earlier, because it's like I always hear these dudes ain't shit. I hear that all the time. And I'm just like, when is this dude, when does he get out of the category of ain't shit? Like, what is what is the requirement? Like, come on now. Like, all these dudes can't be, and it's like that's another, once again, these are narratives. It's like all these dudes ain't behind either. Like, we push this narrative like all these black men, you know what I'm saying? I know they're not behind. Yeah, just because somebody's not doing the exact same thing you're doing does not mean that they're behind, because your path is not the same. Yeah, that doesn't mean that. Yeah, you may be 23, you know what I'm saying? Or you may be 27 and you out of college, and now you done went to nursing school or whatever. Now you are RN or a PN or whatever you are. And it's like this guy, you know what I'm saying? He may be 25. He may be auto mechanic. But it's like by the time this guy hits 30, he might be a VP of technology. Like, we don't know what that's going to be, because your path is different. Yep, and you was a registered nurse, you know what I'm saying, coming out of your late 20s, going into your early 30s. Now you over here getting laid off. Like, the whole dynamic can shift. Like, your path is different. So for us to keep going around talking about this, these men are behind, or these men ain't, they ain't shit, and there's all this. It's just like you don't dictate that. That's not in your power to dictate that. Yeah, but we push these narratives to try to, I don't know if we creating levels or trying to convince ourselves somebody's beneath us. Maybe that's what it is. We're trying to convince ourselves somebody's beneath us by saying that somehow they lacking something or they missing something versus what we have, not knowing that your situation can change tomorrow. So yeah, I don't know, man. It's just the wildest stuff, man. But
situation doesn't change. What if the man
you say,
is
Joe?
mechanic?
Go ahead.
And what if the situation doesn't change, right? So the presupposition is that he's going to get into a higher position later on in life. But what if he starts off as a mechanic and he remains a mechanic until he retires at the end of his days? See, for a lot of women, that's not good enough for him, right? He's making good money. Him being a mechanic is not the issue. It's that he's not striving or having the ambition to be the lead mechanic or the head mechanic of BMW and then of Lamborghini and then so on and so forth, owning his own shop. But if he's content where he's at, that's not good enough for her. It's good enough for him. So it's not even necessarily that a man is not ambitious enough. It's that if he's doing what he loves to do, maybe he's been toying and tinkering with cars his whole life. He's happy, he's fulfilled, he's making good money, he's providing for his family and kids, but you aren't content. That has nothing to do with him. That's because a lot of this social media influence, right? It's looking at the Joneses, as Vince put it earlier, and seeing what everyone else got or perceived to have, because everyone puts on the front, and then wanting to aspire to do that, but then putting that burden on the man that you're with, or if you don't have a man, on the man that you want to be with, and expecting him to do something greater than what he wants for himself. And it's not that anything is wrong with just being a mechanic or being a truck driver. Everyone wants to have this high status career. Oh, I'm a professional trader, I'm a basketball player, and this is what I expect my man to have and to do. But that's just not reality. Secondly, she, I've known a lot of men who would tell me themselves they ain't shit. Like literally family, friends, like, man, I dogged her out. I ain't SHI, I ain't shit. I got to do better. And it's not, they're not, yes, are they incriminating themselves in a way, but at the same time, because they're admitting that they themselves aren't shit, they're willing to do the work to change that. Whereas someone who doesn't admit that they aren't shit, even though we all see that they aren't shit, and they believe that they're not, they're never going to change. It's impossible to, because you have this self-delusion about yourself, this ego that you would think a lot of men would have, right? Because we're testosterone and everything, but usually it's the opposite case. It's me looking at my situation going, nah, I got to do better than this. But as a woman in the same situation going, I'm the shit, I'm the best, I'm this and that. And it's good to have confidence, and then there's delusion. There's delusions of grandeur, and then there's confidence. You have to have a balance of somewhere in between. A lot of these women, they want to go and get gender studies and think they're doing something. I don't know. What is, like you said, Vince, what is ain't shit to them, right? Where is the standard? And someone said in the comments, it varies from woman to woman. So essentially, it's going to be the man that she doesn't want, the man that she's not checking for, is the one that ain't shit. But is that the right way to look at it? As a man, a woman, I'm not interested in. I'm not thinking she ain't shit. I'm just thinking she's not for me. So I'm not even thinking negatively about a woman that's not for me. She just ain't shit. As if I'm on this pedestal that she has to obtain to because I'm like a god or something. So we have some level of humility. But a lot of women think that they have this pedestal they put themselves on and want men to aspire to please them. Like, bring my offerings to you. My offerings be this job, this career, this aspiration. That's crazy. So I'm gonna leave on that, but I think I made that point pretty clear.
No, that's real, man. That's real. Yeah, no, it is. It's wild, man. But something we definitely got to fix, man. But yeah, right now I don't know if it can be helped just based on some of the stuff I've been seeing out here. But man, like I said, awesome conversation, man. We're gonna take some closing and we're gonna get ready to get up out of here, man. I'm gonna come across the top and the bottom and we out. Coco, what you want to say before we get out of here?
I'm gonna, straight to the point. Black people can't be helped. Yeah, I mean, I think that's true. I think that the things that we do that we think are going to be helpful to us, they're not they're not solutions. They're not real lasting solutions. If you ask me, what Black people need is the same thing that Asian people need, that Arab people need, and that Caucasian people need, and anybody and everybody else, and that's Jesus. He's your help. He's the only help for you. At this point, I mean, I'm just being honest. I'm not even trying to be funny. At this point, where we are as a society, where we are as a community, Black people, yeah, y'all need Jesus. And not the Jesus that y'all watch on the TV, like the Jesus, like the past, not like the chosen Jesus. Y'all don't need him. Y'all need the real Jesus. The one that was knocking over the tables in the temple. Y'all need him. That's Jesus y'all need. Cause some of y'all need judgment. Y'all need to be judged. So that would be my advice. And stop playing like you out here trying to find a godly woman. You out here trying to find a godly man. Stop that with this Proverbs 31 stuff. Like, be delivered from that chokehold. Please be delivered. Be delivered. Okay, y'all not Proverbs 31 women. Y'all not that. Y'all not. And I'm not even trying to be mean when I say this. I'm saying that you're living in a level with the level of delusion, right? Because we don't even understand the scriptures enough to understand what that type of woman is. So let's just stop. Let's stop with all of this stuff, all this trendy stuff we're saying and doing, and because it sounds good. Let's just stop. Y'all need Jesus. I'm gonna go with my good sis, the White's wife. Maybe I start there. Maybe it's you. You're the drama. Start there. Pray about it. Amen.
There it is. There it is. Appreciate that right there. Herschel, it's on you, man. Go ahead, man.
All right, yeah. So you were saying about trying to figure out where this comes from, about the women, they got it all together, but then the man just got problems. That the biggest problem is this. It's like people aren't taking accountability for their own actions. That's the biggest thing. And I think that's the root. That's where it starts. I mean, we have to first of all have ourselves together, be humble, be honest with ourselves first, before we can even start even thinking about trying to pass judgment on anybody else or criticizing or anything like that. So that's where I think we're going wrong. Like she's how that, for example, the one lady, right, the last video you showed, I'll make a little joke here. I mean, again, I heard some motorcycle revving in the background, so as my younger brother would say, she's for the pavement. So so it's like she clearly was not taking accountability for herself. She wasn't, even how she described how she was raised this way and that way. No, you weren't raised perfect. You got some flaws, you got some issues going on too. Otherwise, you wouldn't be having the problem you're having. So that's the gist of it. We all have to start. We have to take accountability for our own actions and just start looking in the mirror first, and then moving forward. Once we got ourselves somewhat together, because we're not going to always be all together. No one's going to be all together. And that's the other fantasy that they're thinking that this one guy is going to one day flip a light switch and everything's all together and he's good, perfect. Prince Charming. It's not real. It's not happening.
Facts. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that closeout right there. B-Box, it's on you, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think the theme from a lot of the videos we watched today is, well, at least two, is the hypergamy thing. I really, it's really interesting to me seeing this. It's a scourge on our, not just the Black America, but in the Western world in general. Ladies, y'all fought for equality. This is what's going to be now. You got to pay to play too, as JR would say, especially for men who claim you want. This is what's going to be from now on. So some of y'all got to walk up now. Some of y'all got to pay for dates. Some of y'all got to put in money for the mortgage. This is what's going to be. This is the new age of what's happening because men are not playing. I'm sorry. And black men especially ain't playing. We're not marrying y'all in general. So you got to figure it out. Miss Coco's children, they might go to Thailand, when they grow up. They might, the way she talking, they might not deal with y'all. So all I'm saying is, ladies, you don't have the leverage you used to have anymore. So you've got to change. The game has to change. Men don't have the same leverage we used to have. Men have adapted. Women just have not. You got to do it. And if you don't want to do it, especially in Black America, we finna go somewhere else.
You know what, man? It's funny that y'all keep saying that. I didn't even play video number 8.
I don't know why you didn't. Go ahead, put it up there right quick.
I didn't play video number 8.
Go ahead, put it up there right quick. I don't know why you didn't.
We got time. We got time.
I'm sorry, but my son will not be dating a black girl. He will not. Because yesterday we went to Six Flags, and when I tell you the pure level of disgust that I saw in these black girls that you independent queens are raising is purely disgusting and disturbing. I literally left early because my kids was looking like, what the is going on? And this is in the Bay Area, California. These girls, all of them unsupervised, in packs, unsupervised, no supervision, just running amok in the theme park. Multiple fights break out, multiple. And I'm just like, okay, the police had to start patrolling the park because these little couldn't keep their hands to themselves. One little about 12 years old talking about Jeremy, his small anyway, don't want to meet me. What do you mean it's small anyway? Girl, you are 12 to 13 years old. And then these other girls like, oh, boo, boo, boo. And these dudes like, y'all are chopped. Y'all are hell. It wasn't even the black boys. It was the girls. The girls was fighting multiple fights. Parking lot shut down from them little motherfuckers fighting. And then this white lady asked her not to talk like that. Her and her friends trying to fight the white lady. I'm like, just no self-respect, no home training. And I see why. And I seen a lot of, when I seen the black boys with the white girls coupled up looking cute, I seen the Mexican kids, I seen the Asian. Only ones outside acting a was the black girls. And I'm specifically saying black girls. There was no black boys acting a. It was the black girl. Oh, that she bumped into me. You are 16 years old. Calm down. When I tell you, you bitches are raising little miniature single baby mamas, that's what the y'all raising. Because them little motherfuckers don't respect themselves. They don't respect nobody else.
Amen.
Man, that was video number 8. I wasn't going to even put that up.
I was trying to tell y'all that when I see that kind of stuff, I'm like, no, not my sons. No. Listen, baby, I tarried and I prayed and baby, I'm not getting my sons to a point where they're stable, they're healthy mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and then you come in with that foolishness. No, ma'am. Not mine. Not mine.
Okay. Well, that was video number
Why
8.
would
Y'all got it up out of me. What
why
need
Sorry,
part
wouldn't
Mr.
two?
Price. I'm sorry.
why, Quay, why wouldn't you have put it up? That's my question. Why is
You
this a
know what?
damn video?
So you know what? I wasn't gonna put it up first of all because we was running out of time. So that was first thing. So I wasn't gonna put it up. But two, um, man, I ain't want to go down the road, man. I didn't want to go down the road because
He's
I'm
still
like,
trying to be. He's trying to.
I'm trying, I'm
Don't be
trying
diplomatic,
because I
huh?
said
He no.
I know we talking black people can't be
Little tink
helped.
tink.
But see, you know what I'm saying? I got a little, a little optimism. I'm like, we can help the community. You know what I'm saying? We can help the community get back straight,
Hey, man,
do
it's
what we
over.
do. But I'm just like, it's too many examples. It's too many examples, man. And like I said, that's why I know as a community, man, we have lost our stride. We lost our direction. Yep, and we're doing anything now, you know what I'm saying, trying to navigate life, but it's not getting us where we trying to get. And it is problematic. And, so I know that a lot of folks take the position of it's not my problem. That's something that we love to say. It's not my problem. It ain't got nothing to do with me. But I've said before and I'll say it again, it's always your problem. Yep, eventually it's going to be your problem. Yep, for anybody that's in their 40s, you know what I'm saying? I'm in my 40s. I got sons, I got teenage sons. It's like this is coming into their space. They coming to me like, Dad, these little girls crazy. And I'm just like, it's going to be my problem. So I can't sit here and act like it's not my issue. Yeah, but this is why I come on this show every Wednesday night to try to affect some change the best way or the best way I can, because this stuff always ends up being our problem. Now we have mamas. We got a whole mama on the video. Yeah, but she's now saying that I don't want my black sons connecting with no black women, like no black girls, like just based on her experience.
So isn't it
Yes,
different
I mean
when it's not from a black man. Because when it comes from a black man, then he's all the things that B Buster said that women are accusing black men of: misogynism, you hate your mother because she looks like this other stuff. But when it's coming from a black woman, I wonder what that response is. I would imagine it's probably maybe it's like you're a traitor, right? They're not going to obviously level the same charges on her as they would a black man, but it would be more like John Witherspoon. Don't tell nobody. Just keep it to yourself, right? Keep it within the community, because these things are not supposed to come out this way. Of course, we're going to express it because we're the opposite sex, but when they're saying it, and she is that little black girl at one point, not the behavior, but she sees herself in them. So I would imagine it hurts her way more in the same way that it hurts me to see a young black boy, doing drugs in the community or shooting up the community and things like that. So it's having is being confronting that um, that person that we see in us and realizing that could have just as easily been me, or can't we do better, right? Why do we have to have that stigma on us? So we, at least as a man, I don't avoid it as much, right? It's hurtful to see black boys doing the things that we do that's destructive to the community. But it seems like a lot of black women are turning a blind eye to the things that little black girls do in their community. And it's because it doesn't hurt as much, right? If I just pretend it doesn't exist, if we just keep fighting about these things and gaslight the men who complain about these things, then it doesn't exist. But then it's different when she can ignore it. And she's more passionate about the circumstance than we are, because we see it a lot. And we just kind of like, oh, this is normal. But for her to see it, it's almost as if she's seen it for the first time. But maybe it wasn't the first time. Maybe it's because she has young black boys, son.
Yeah.
So now she understands. Whereas perhaps previously in her younger years, she was probably thinking like the rest of them: just keep it under the table, don't say nothing. But now it's different when you have, similar to what when men become fathers, right? They was out there hoeing a lot. They have young daughters. Now it's different. It's different now because I don't want no man, doing the things I did to women to my daughter. Wait, but you was doing the things to other people's daughters so the, the things come around full circle when people start having families and start having children of their own, especially of the opposite sex. Now they can see the perspective. She can't ignore what her sons are seeing and saying to mom, do you see this? Now she can't hide from it. So she's doing what a mother is supposed to do, protecting her son. But unfortunately, it's not what a lot of women should be doing, which is protecting their son.
No, I get that. Let me grab this question. I'm gonna come back to the close. I want to make sure everybody can take the close. Let's see. Victoria said, "Ladies are out of control if they are not married or don't." I'm assuming that's or don't have a father. Victoria, I guess is this a question? Are you asking this?
It's a question mark. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. So I don't think ladies are out of control if they're not married or don't have a father. I don't think that. I think out of control is just purely based on your behavior. Yeah, because you can have a father and be married and be out of control.
Facts.
Yeah, we've seen that plenty of times. There's some married ladies out here right now whose whole wives with kids and they're out of control. Yeah, so she said she's okay. She said she was replying to Donovan. Okay, yeah, I was just checking. I'm just checking. But yeah, no, I don't think those are essentially that's the requirement to be out of control. I think anybody can be out of control regardless of whatever their situation is. All right, let me keep going with the close. Let's see, y'all got me to put that video 8 up. All right, Silver, you still there, man? Oh wait, B-Boxer, go ahead, man. Now come back to Silver. Go ahead.
I was going to give you a little hope, Mr. Price, because I live in the DMV. I live in Maryland, right? So I grew up near PG County. If anybody knows about PG County, it's the biggest and wealthiest black county in the United States, right? And I'm in a minority majority state. So I see a lot of black excellence where I live, right? So some of the things that is talked about, I don't necessarily see. There is some things that are like under the table. You can kind of tell, this. I don't want to deal with that. So there's some hope. I don't want you to feel like there's no hope, but maybe there's no hope in where you live in Detroit. But on the coast, there's some hope. So maybe your sons need to come to the coast. I don't know.
Ain't nobody about to do that with you, B-Boxer. We not about to do that with you. We not about to do it with you. I'm not about to let you do that now one more night. Okay.
Oh, come on.
These women are everywhere. They where you at, they where we at, they where Hirsch at, they where Civil at, they where Joe at. They everywhere. Okay. These women are where they will find you. These women also come from families that have money. These women also, are in environments that are affluent. The hood is not a place, it's a mentality. You can be in some of the nicest places and have a hood mentality. Y'all remember Nunu? You remember Nunu? Yeah.
I'm just trying to give you hope. That's it.
So we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. The fact of the matter is, it's something in these people. It's in the women, right? It's in them. Because these are the same women that are being influenced by the TV, the media, social media, influencers. They're all seeing the same content. They're all being served the same messages. They're all being conditioned by the same things. And their economic status does not matter. It doesn't matter. They're just as ratchet. So, I mean, just to make that point, yeah. Do I believe there's hope? Sure, there is hope. I'm not someone that doesn't think there's no, I know there's hope. But at the same time, I'm realistic. I see what's going on out here. I see it. You know what I'm saying? My son, he tells us about the kinds of things that he sees. Not all of the girls are like that, but unfortunately, it's a good number of them. They are. And we can't pretend like it's not a thing.
Right. Yeah. Listen, I think it's, once again, just to add some context, it's on both sides. It's fellas too. Yeah, it's not all the ladies. It's fellas too. There's some clown fellas out here. It's fellas out here dropping the ball, young fellas, teenage fellas, whatever. But you know what I'm saying? We got a plethora of stuff that's going not as good as it could go. I'll just leave it at that. And I said it's on both sides. It's not gender specific. It's on both sides. All right, let me keep going. Civil, you still there, man? Did we lose Civil? We might have lost him for a minute. Let me check. Let me come over to Cole. Cole, you good? You want to say anything in closing? I lost Cole too. Okay. Well, I'll leave it just like
Cole
that.
said she don't have a closing.
Oh, okay, she good.
For y'all.
Okay. I hear that. No, it's all good. It's all good. All right, Joe, you got anything you want to say before we get out of here, man? We're going to get ready to wrap this up, man.
Nope, I already said my closing. Y'all have a great night.
All right, there it is. You too. You too. Well, man, shout out to everybody on the panel, man. Shout out to Coco, Herschel, Beatbox, and my guy Vince was on here earlier. Shout out to Civil, Joe, Cole. Appreciate you. And JR. I don't know why JR, you've been quiet. Yeah, JR, you got to get vocal again. But shout out to my, who would you say, Joe?
I thought I got one question. It is random. It has nothing to do with the topic, but I was talking to this girl from New York, and I don't know if y'all ever got this, but has anyone ever told y'all that y'all sound like y'all from the South, that y'all got an accent? Because I don't know it. I don't hear it. But that's the first time I've heard it. She's like, you got a strong accent. Is it just me?
No, I ain't never heard that, man. I said I've heard of. Well, I've been down south and I heard I got a Detroit accent, but that's about it.
Okay. I'm curious. All right, y'all have a good night.
I think Cole's trying to jump in.
Yeah.
Is that Cole?
Yeah.
You want to say something, Cole? Go ahead.
Okay. Yep. So to the topic, black people can't be helped. I mean, at this point, not. Like Beatbox said, it's over. I don't know. It's
hey man,
messy.
it's over.
It's messy because for real, it's messy. Ain't no comeback from this.
Okay, you just gonna leave it like that, Cole? That's it? You gonna leave it like that?
Yeah, it's doomsday out here.
Okay, we're gonna leave it just like that.
Yeah.
All right, that's how you close it out. All right, man. Let's say once again, shout out to my panel, man. My guy Vince was on here earlier. Civil, Joe, Cole. Appreciate y'all holding me down. JR as well. Appreciate y'all, man. Shout out to everybody in the comments, man. Comments section went crazy tonight, man. Appreciate y'all dropping y'all comments, man. Facebook and YouTube in the building. This is Kandid Konvos, man. We do this show. I think I said Herschel, man. Yeah, I think I said Herschel, man. Everybody on the panel, y'all know what it is. Man, it's Kandid Konvos. We do the show every Wednesday night. We go live on 8:30 Eastern Standard Time every Wednesday night on Facebook and YouTube. So, man, if you haven't already, smash that like button, hit that subscribe, and hit that share, man. Let's get this content out to as many of our people as possible. But, man, we're going to keep bringing the fire, man. We're going to keep having a conversation, man, until we can move us in a better direction, man. And with that being said, everybody have an awesome night. We're going to catch y'all next Wednesday.